We love you, Tasha!
Love you, Julie. Nothing but love, ladies. Hey, thank you. Thank you for that. So, we've talked for five and a half years now, right, about the product experience, right? Which we've always kind of made about getting product on people, right? That's what we want to do. We want to give them an experience. I want to kind of blow your mind a little bit today, and I want to talk about that in a little bit different way so that I can give you a new way to share the experience without feeling like you can't do it if you don't have the opportunity to get product on people. Are you game? Are you game for that? Well, this is what we do if you want it. Okay, this is what we do. Okay, good. So I sell a ton of gender benders. Who else sells gender benders?
Yeah!
I mean, what's not to love about the gender bender? Let me tell you why I sell a lot of gender benders. So 4 or 5 years ago, you know, back in the day when we were little and young, my son was playing varsity soccer. Now, he is a blondie, fair skin, I know, no surprise. And so with his 2 practices a day and all the sweat and stuff, his back was disgusting. I mean, he had the worst back knee, and on his like whitey blonde skin, it looked horrible. So it was time to have a come to mom talk, me and Braxton, about this problem that was going on back here. But this was my approach, right? As the always ever consummate, perfectly posh consultant, I get my little jar of stripper and I go into Braxton, who's sitting in the family room, and I say, Brax, let's put some stripper on your back, and actually we'll take a before picture, we'll put some stripper on your back, and then we'll take an after picture and we'll show how great it was to like help you to clear up your back in the middle of soccer season. And he was like, no way, Mom. No way. This turned into quite a game. There was quite the chase that ensued around the house. Me chasing him. Eventually his little sister joins in. And just picture this. So Braxton's got me hanging on one arm with my legs wrapped around his leg. He's got Brecken hanging on the other arm with her legs wrapped around his leg. And we're trying to take him down, right? Like we could ever get stripper on him. But he just wasn't having it. And once the game was over, he said, nothing ever called the stripper on me, Mom. And I was like, actually, that's a really good idea, Brax. Go with that and stick with it your whole life. Nothing ever called the stripper on or about or near you. So then the rest of the come to mama happened at that point. We discussed all of the different things he could do to clear up his back knee. We discussed drinking more water. We discussed multiple showers a day. We discussed carrying multiple shirts, right? I'm a good mom. He already carries clean underwear wherever he goes. Carry a dry t-shirt, for heaven's sakes, and never be caught without it. Never drive home from soccer with your back against, your sweaty back against your car seat. I mean, we went through the whole laundry list. And of course, you know, as a teenager would, he nodded, smiled and nodded to placate me. And then at the end of the whole thing, and I said, and here, take this piece of gender bender and use it in the shower every day. It'll help you. Fast forward maybe a week and a half, Braxton was running around the house. I think, truth be told, he didn't do his laundry, so he was running from the shower to the laundry room to get a clean shirt. And his sisters happened to see him running around without his shirt. And they grabbed him and spun him around and said, Braxton, what are you doing? Your back, it was like 95, 99% clear. And he's like, I know, I'm using Mom's black soap, right? Of all the other stuff that we had talked about. He wasn't carrying, I mean, I hope he still had his clean underwear, but he wasn't carrying his dry t-shirt. I don't know if he was drinking more water. I don't know how many showers a day he was taking. Still smelled like a boy, but he was using a gender bender. So of course the girls come to me, Mom, can we use this on our faces? I'm like, Yep. So standard protocol at our house in the shower and on our faces is the gender bender. And I gotta tell you, my kid's skin never looked better. In fact, I always knew when Braxton was out of gender bender. He didn't tell me, he never came to me, but I could tell on his skin. So I tell this story a lot in a much shorter, more abbreviated fashion when I am working at an event, like a vendor show. And here's how it goes down. So usually when people come up to your booth at a vendor event, they're in groups, right? There's always a couple. So a mom comes up, and if we start talking about the gender bender, she's either got like a teenage daughter with her, or she has a friend or two. They're traveling in little groups. And so we start talking about the gender bender. And I kind of tell that story, cleared up my son's back knee in just over a week. So impressive. My daughters want to use it on their faces to wash their face. It's our standard, very abbreviated, but I tell the story. And the next thing I know is the woman who's not really shopping for the gender bender, but she's just kind of there along for the ride, she, all of a sudden, instead of looking completely distant and with her arms crossed and like, okay, I'll stand here for this, all of a sudden she kind of steps to the side, and for the first time, she picks up a product. She's still listening to me and to what I say. And, the presentation, if you will, which is really just a conversation. But now she's smelling things, whereas before, she was just gonna patiently wait for her friend to do what she needed to do. Then at the end, the friend needs a gender bender, or two, or three. The teenage daughter that's there can't leave without it. And the mom, the other friend that was there, I'll take 3 of those too, right? She has teenage kids at home too. So they didn't get to try the gender bender at my booth. They didn't. They picked it up, they smelled it, but they didn't get to have a hands-on wash their face experience. But I shared an experience with them vicariously by telling them, sharing a story about my experience. That's gonna be your clue today. You can share product experiences by learning to be a good storyteller. Okay, one more. I'm pretty good, right? I'm doing pretty good on time, but you'll wave to me. Okay, can I share one more experience? I'm gonna totally tell on all my kids today. So that was my second son. My oldest son, after he had been in Argentina for 2 years serving a mission, he was back at school at college, and he happened to come home one weekend with bringing a couple of his friends. A couple of them were girls, and they had a great time playing in my Posh office in products, and they took a bunch of stuff back down to school. And I get this, and I didn't honestly know all of what they took or what he took, and I wasn't terribly worried about it. But a month or so later, I get this text from my son. Remember, he's in his 20s, okay? And I can share this, you'll have an appreciation for this here in Utah, okay? He says, Mom, this isn't a text from like a 23, 24-year-old, said, Mom, I have such a testimony of the stripper. Okay, my immediate response on my phone is, don't ever text that to anyone else, ever! Exclamation point, right? Please, oh my gosh. And then my next text after I took a big breath was, okay, now you have my attention, tell me what the deal is. And so he went on to tell me that he got a really bad, we'll call it a blemish, only we all know what it was, like one of those deep gnarly zits, right at the top of his nose, under where his glasses sit. He's a student, he studies a lot, he reads a lot, he needs to wear his glasses when he does that. And it was so swollen and painful, he couldn't put his glasses on. And he went through the whole thing with me on text, everything he had tried to do, right? This is a 20-something boy, I tried to do this, I tried to express it, that means I tried to pop it, I tried to, I've put heat on it, I've done this, I've done that. And he said, and then I remembered the stripper. And I remembered that you said that it had like this ability to pull and draw what gets trapped in the skin. So he put the stripper on it. And he's like, Mom, immediately it starts drawing the stuff out, right? And he said, I just did it like back to back every few hours for the next 36 hours or so. He was like so amazed. It was like, and now it's flat, it's not red anymore, I can wear my glasses. I believe in the stripper. I'm like, that's really great, son. Again, I never share that much detail with my customers at an event or at a one-on-one or whatever, but I still tell them, even my 20-something-year-old son can tell you how powerful this is to help you with your skin problems. They don't have to try it, they just know. You all could envision, right? You could see it, the pulling and the drawing and the fluid. I mean, that's kind of gross. Go with the I believe, okay? But you get the picture, right? Learn to tell stories, to share a product experience. Your passion for that, your experience in that is so convincing. It's compelling, it's contagious, and that's what you want to share. So never feel like your hands are handcuffed behind you because you don't have all of the products. It doesn't matter. And here's my one last gift and offering to you. If you don't have a story with the stripper or the gender bender, I'd love to share one about my daughter, but I'm not going to. I'll tell you later, you can come up and find me. I'll tell you one about my teenage daughter. It's good too. That's a purifier story. But if you need a product experience, talk to someone else who's had one. That's why I had you guys say which products you love the most, which ones you're passionate about. You've had a good experience with that. Borrow someone else's story. Feel free to share. I didn't tell you my oldest son's name so that he couldn't be mocked on Facebook. But just remember, we believe. Nothing but love, ladies.
Love you, Tasha.